Welcome to the only daily podcast focusing on compliance news of the day. Each morning, start your day with a cup of coffee and Tom Fox, the voice of compliance, to hear about 4 of the top compliance, corruption, or leadership stories you will need to start your day. The Daily Compliance News is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network.
First, a word from this month's sponsor, Ethico.
In the delicate arena of compliance, every conversation matters. Traditional methods can leave callers feeling unheard, but Ethico changes the game. Our empathetic interview technique reshapes compliance calls into powerful, compassionate interactions, ensuring no crucial detail is missed. It's about creating a conversation that matters, that resonates, that makes a difference. Be the change in your compliance approach. See the transformation for yourself at ethico.com/CPN. Book a demo, try our free ROI calculator, and explore the white paper by Tom Fox, The ROI of Compliance.
The Daily Compliance News for August 29, 2024, the Getting Ahead at Work edition. And we begin with that story from the Washington Post, which has a story entitled The Gen Z Guide to Getting Ahead at Work. The evolving world of work can make it hard for young professionals to succeed in their first job, and this article provides some tips. Number 1, don't be afraid to ask questions. Number 2, be thoughtful about AI. Number 3, share your thoughts. Number 4, get to know people. Number 5, go the extra mile. Number 6, tap TikTok. So how about that? And I think this applies to every generation as well. Next up, the first of 2 stories from Reuters. And unfortunately, we have another lawyer who asked Gen AI to create a brief for himself, and it turns out Gen AI created fake cases. Well, unfortunately, it's for a whistleblower, and the lawyer in question has asked a federal judge not to impose sanctions because he had a good faith reliance on Gen AI. That's as idiotic a response as you can make, and if you're a lawyer, check your citations, please. Next up, in a little more serious story from Reuters, a Swiss court has convicted 2 Swiss executives of being a part of the fraud of 1MDB. The verdict was the latest episode in the ongoing scandal, and prosecutors alleged that Swiss national Patrick Mahoney and a Swiss Saudi, Tarek Obaid, helped set up a joint venture with 1MDB, creating the impression that the company, Petro Saudi, was backed by the government of Saudi Arabia. So an interesting twist on the 1MDB scandal, and it really shows the ubiquitousness and how far it reached. And this company, Petro Saudi, was designed to fool bankers and other investment advisors that there was a real company who was going to use the money that eventually was purloined. And finally, from the Wall Street Journal, Risk and Compliance Journal, our good friend Dylan Tokar reporting that money laundering or Treasury has loosened the final AML rules for investment advisors and real estate agents. The Treasury Department has moved to complete regulations that extend AML measures to certain investment advisors, but it said it was loosening the requirements after feedback from the 2 industries. So a bit of a cutback from the Department of Treasury, and it once again shows that the government listens to outsiders and industry experts. So thank you. As I mentioned at the start of this podcast, this month's sponsor for the entire Compliance Podcast Network is Ethico. Have you ever wondered how to show the ROI of your compliance program? Have you struggled with the budgeting process, getting the funds you want for your compliance program? Well, I've partnered with Ethico to put together a white paper on the ROI of compliance, which shows you not only how to demonstrate ROI, but also how to speak finance when you're sitting across from the CFO with your budget proposals. Check out the website and get the white paper. The Daily Compliance News is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network and a proud member of C-Suite Radio. Thanks so much for listening. I hope you'll join me again tomorrow.